Hello there. My name is Justin Harvey. I live at 103 South Osceola in Orlando. Good evening, Mayor and Council members. Thank you so much for revisiting this important topic of water fluoridation. It has new information and evolving science is what I'm here to basically talk about. And that new information that I talk of is a conclusion of a 7-year court case that found, based on the preponderance of an evidence, that fluoride is associated with lower IQ in pregnant women and children. Now, some will say this is just one court case, cherry picking data, as we may have heard, but let me remind you, 74 studies were published in JAMA just the following month, citing the exact same thing, lower IQ. Dr. Mallon did studies in the US on low levels of fluoride, and she found the same thing, lower IQ. But let's just say that those are not true, and we don't believe any of those 74 studies. We still can't force the medication on the public. I think that's the crux of the issue here. We have documented health risks, but like I said, we shouldn't be forcing people to consume a drug. But let's assume the drug has no side effects. We can't control the dose to an infant, an elderly person, someone with a health condition, and that's what we're doing here. Statins, antidepressants don't get added to the water because that would be crazy. We can't control the dose. The same should go with fluoride. And let's also remember that it is not naturally occurring fluoride we're adding to the water. It is a chemical waste. You can see on your material safety data sheet, it does show that it is a poison, highly corrosive. This stuff eats through glass, steel, concrete, and I personally don't want to be drinking that, or my family. What happens when we stop fluoridation? We hear a lot of things about what's going to happen to the kids' teeth and this and that. Let me remind you, Apopka, Winter Springs, Castleberry, Winter Garden, they don't fluoridate. 40 counties don't fluoridate in Florida. 20 or so have never fluoridated. 95% of the world does not fluoridate. We've actually seen a consistent decline in tooth decay in the fluoridated and the non-fluoridated communities. And even if there are topical benefits to fluoride, let's again assume there are, we shouldn't be ingesting this. It's going to our organs, going to our brain, and it is much easier to fix a cavity than it is brain damage, right? When we know better, we do better. Just like with lead, arsenic, DDT, Agent Orange, when the risks outweigh the benefits, we have to cut back and protect the most vulnerable. And in this case, pregnant women and children, as the federal judge put it. Ending fluoridation is a win-win for all sides. Essentially, the city saves money, the utility department isn't dealing with this dangerous waste that can kill them, the public isn't mass medicated, and the people that do want fluoride can go get it in a number of ways. This was the whole reason the governments got into the dental business in the first place. They didn't have a bunch of ways to get fluoride. They do now. I personally would just don't want to, take my water bottle into restaurants, buy expensive filtration systems, which is what I've had to do for the last 12 years when I discovered what was in my water. So let's just give people a choice. I think that's the best option with this. So thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience wishing to speak?